talking about universes.
What's up, guys? We're here with our first episode of RIFTBOUND Down, the podcast from Response on Play about RIFTBOUND. And most
down.
things and most things League of Legends related, probably. We'll see. Mostly about RIFTBOUND. And I'm joined by a couple of goobers. Joined by
I think I'm supposed to go next. It's Brian. I like turtles.
And I'm James. I like turtles, not the IP as much, but they're animals fine.
Dang, that's
I'm Jake.
Up because I like both.
I'll be your host for the evening. So I think we're going to start off this podcast where I think we're going to talk about the first English regional qualifier and a couple other of the events lined up for the coming year for RIFTBOUND. Coming some amount of time. But mainly about the first English regional qualifier. If you don't know, it sold out very fast.
It sure did.
It did be selling out way faster than I thought it would.
Yeah, I was
like an anecdote that we'll show later, but
I was hoping that I could get in and play, but unfortunately, I will be spectator pass only.
Same,
playing some side events.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Forward to those side events.
Yeah, I'm excited. So I'm just gonna go over, read probably most of the article, and we'll talk about it as we go through it. Stop me if you've heard this one before.
Okay.
Hey, RIFTBOUNDers, we're hot off the press.
I heard that one.
And podcast is canceled.
You're just mad because it was a good joke.
Disagree. We're hot off the press with some news about our first English regional qualifier, plus some juicy new details about the world of RIFTBOUND organized play.
OP?
So let's make like Timo when he sees some brush and get into it. I prefer
That's great.
camping. I prefer camping
terrible
junglers when I play Timo.
Anyway. Should be like making like Garen get into that bush. Because he also does that.
You don't know about Bush Garen?
Bush Garen is like an old classic track. That was like your time, right? Because you're like an old man.
We're old men, unfortunately.
We're all men down here.
Our first regional qualifier, Houston. So it's going to be in Texas. Mark your calendars because we're coming to Houston, Texas from Friday, December 5th through Sunday, December 7th. And we're bringing everything RIFTBOUND with us. We're arriving with a lot of things to do, but the star of the show is the regional qualifier. But what is a regional qualifier? Regional qualifiers are open tournaments where anyone with a deck and a dream can come to compete for glory and prizes, plus a chance to qualify for the regional championship. These events will feature cash prizing and special prizes awarded to the top performer with each specific champion legend. This event will be at the George R. Brown Convention Center in Houston, Texas, and will feature our main competition, dealer booths, side events, and more.
Okay. That's interesting. That's something I didn't know. I did not know that it was champion specific for like prizing and stuff like that. Obviously, you win the whole thing, you'll get like, I win, but also I didn't know they were doing things for like each champion.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I didn't really think about that either.
So I had heard that supposedly, this is on the grapevine, as it were. I don't have any official.
In Texas?
Yeah, the grapevine, Texas.
Grapevine, Texas.
Okay.
That supposedly there is prizing for the best of any specific legend, right? It's legends.
Yeah, that's what it just said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the best legend should get a prize. And I've heard, I don't know if this is true, that the prize is a metal version of their character. Like a metal card version of their character.
Oh, that's sick. Be cool.
I don't know if that's true. Obviously, people in the comments can correct me for being wrong. But that's what I heard from, I won't say reputable sources, because, like, I don't trust anybody ever. But that is what I've heard.
I mean, you do know people that are in
I in fact
the universes.
Know people that aren't me.
Well, you know people that are in like the UVS and Universus sphere. So if you did hear this from like a UVS source, maybe it is
I will not
credible.
say anything like that because I'm not going to compromise my quote unquote sources.
You're not gonna reveal your sources? Sure.
Yeah, no,
Turns
I
out,
gotta,
turns out James is his source.
James is my source. Yeah, James said
I lie
this
to Brian
me,
all the
like,
time.
2 days ago, and he does lie to me all the time.
So yeah, that's cool. I think having something for people like that bring interesting champion will bring people wanting to play that rogue deck, because you might see now you'll see more of those outliers that you probably wouldn't have seen if we're copying the Chinese meta, because they've had the game for a little bit longer than us. I mean,
A couple
by a
months,
lot
yeah.
longer, couple months. So I think this is a really good idea to kind of keep people bringing legends that they might not otherwise bring, because the Chinese meta looks like it's pretty much nailed in.
Yeah.
It's
Quote
mainly
unquote solved.
Kai'Sa, Master Yi.
Yeah, pretty much.
I was gonna say, it really kind of ties into our publishers, UVS Games, and for a long time, UVS had this rule in their game that was the diversity rule,
Mm-hmm.
in which you had to play different characters. This is kind of just like a rewarding version of the diversity rule. And it's like, hey, if you're the best person who plays the 16th character in the list of power rankings, you get a personal prize. If that's true. Like, obviously, I'm not trying to put
Yeah.
words
What's
in the company's mouth here.
what do you mean the diversity rule? What's that? I hadn't heard of that.
So used to be in universes, if you played a different hero, like top cuts were comprised of different heroes. So like you could squeak into like top 16 or whatever because you're playing a hero and you did like okay. Like you would have like you would get into top cuts playing on different heroes. So like all of top cuts would theoretically be different heroes.
Oh, so even if you didn't perform as well throughout the tournament, you could still make top cut because you were playing a character no one else was?
I
From
believe so.
from what I understand, yeah, I'm like, I would
Interesting.
say Jake and I did not play during that time, but my understanding from a lot of other people in the scene at that time was that if you were the best X, Y, or Z player, there was a world where you could hit top 16 but not be the 16th best player.
Okay.
And a lot of characters would quote unquote sandbag their characters, where they would play the first round as a character that wasn't very common, but their rounds 2 and 3 were as a character that was really good, and they played a character that was the same symbols.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about it. I just know what I've
Yeah.
read from like the past.
Just what
Because
I was
again,
being told from.
I didn't really play in events until MHA, but that's
Same.
that's Universus. Let's continue talking
Yeah.
about Riftbound.
Absolutely.
Speaking of Riftbound, we have the most recent event. It has 3 different tickets. I'm going to talk about those a little bit so that everybody listening to us knows what we're talking about in the future. There are 3 tickets with 3 different ticket pricings. The biggest is the Premium Competitor Badge. The Premium Competitor Badge gets entry to the main qualifier event, an Origins booster box, so 1 box just for entry, 4 side event vouchers, and a framed 2x2 Riftbound card back sheet.
Okay, that's pretty nice.
That would be pretty cool. If you
For how
didn't
much?
spring for that. That was for 300.
I don't
If you
think
didn't
it's that
spring-
bad, especially with the box prices now at market.
Yeah,
Mark,
not bad at all.
we're ignoring market because market is insane. If you weren't willing to go all in, this wasn't your game. The competitor badge had entry to the main qualifier event, 2 side event vouchers, and an event promo card. And that was for $75. So a third, a little bit less than a third of the price. You could just still get in the main event, still get a cool card, still get some side event vouchers straight up. And then the last ticket was the spectator badge. The spectator badge gives you access to the event and one side event ticket, but only cost $25. I know I was told about the event an hour after it went live. And when I pulled it up, about maybe 15 minutes after I was told about it, there were not premium competitor badges left.
No.
I paid for a spectator badge. I'm going to be there. I want to be there. I'm looking forward to it, to see everybody who is excited about this game like I am. But I was not able, or I did not pick up, I should say, a competitor badge.
Yeah, these sold out extremely quick. We also looked for hours, and there was only spectator passes left. So we'll get to be there, but yeah, it's kind of insane how quickly these tickets are getting sold.
Crazy fast. That was kind of what I was getting at.
Yeah, they were insanely fast. Like I wanted to grab a premium competitor badge. We compete most events we go to, so I was really hoping to be able to compete. The pricing looks sick, which we'll talk about in a minute. But I I really, really, really am glad that I'll at least just get to be there.
I was gonna say we've never actually really competed in anything because we're bad. But
no, we still compete. We just don't win.
Are you a competitor when you're choosing to be 128th out of 128 people?
Also, didn't you go to Worlds for Universus last year? Weren't you in like the top half?
I was in the top
half.
Well, more than half, because there was a whole last chance qualifier. But that's not the point. What I'm saying is we're bad.
You had to win your play-in on the day of Worlds, and then you made top half of Worlds. Shut up.
I had to get top 5, then top half, and then I lost.
Exactly. So shut up.
I'm just saying, as a person who's part of this group, we don't compete.
And James just top 4 to money event this last weekend.
I've never heard of money being given out for universes in the last 2 years.
It happened literally this last weekend, and I topped 32 to an event than this last season.
That was like 3 seasons ago.
No, it wasn't. It was at the beginning of this competitive play and this season. Yes, it's where most of my world points came from for this upcoming Worlds.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're not talking about universes.
This is the first English event, like main big English
You're
event.
the first English event.
Okay. Anyway, James, talk about the Houston competitive event, please.
Yeah, they got a bit of a breakdown on how the event's going to play out. On Saturday, there's going to have 9 rounds of Swiss play. It'll be a best of 3 with sideboards, allowing players to adjust their decks between games in the same round. Swiss play, players are not eliminated after a defeat, but instead they play the set number of rounds. That means if you don't make the top 64, you're still guaranteed a full day of Riftbound play in a competitive environment. On Sunday, the top 64 players in the previous day will compete in elimination play, where they'll compete for cash prizes, cool cards, and of course, glory. By the end of the day on Sunday, they'll have their first Riftbound regional qualifier for the English Riftbound.
And it'll definitely, totally be us.
No, well, because
all 3 of us who did not pay the spectator.
I was going to say, we're literally in spectator. We don't even get to compete.
No.
We're just going to watch that person be crowned.
Okay, so pricing for the regional qualifier. So if you top 32, you get $250. If you top 9 through 16th, you get $500. If you 5 through 8, you get the top 8 Misfortune promo, and you get $1,000.
That's
if
crazy.
You top 3 and 4, you get the top 8 stuff, and then you get $2K. If you get second, you get $3K. And at first, get $6,000 and a champion, Misfortune, alt art, and playmat that are specific for the champion.
Those look incredible. by the
Yeah.
way.
I'm an MF fan. We're gonna get in that later, where we talk about like characters that we think are cool. MF is on my list, and I don't want to kind of spend the money that I didn't get to play in this tournament to try and win MF and have like the coolest version of the MF card. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that
Yeah, those are
looks
going to be
incredible.
pricey. So just additional pricing. So in addition to various rewards offered for side events, the Houston Regional will see the debut of something we think is very exciting: best of pricing. Each deck running one of the 16 champion legends from Riftbound, Origins, or Proving Grounds with the highest win rate will receive a unique reward: a holographic metal champion legend card with 3D elements to bring that legend to life. And get this, these bad boys are tournament legal. Talk about blinging out your deck. For example,
baby!
if you don't win it all, but you are the Yasuo player with the best win rate, you'll be going home with a holographic metallic Yasuo card.
If you want
That's
Yasuo,
crazy.
like a nerd.
That's
I
insane.
said that, baby! Damn, I'm so freaking cool! I have real sources.
Yeah, your source was someone that read this article.
This article did not exist when I was told this. I'm just gonna say. I'm not gonna reveal my sources, but
James
this did not exist. This came out like what, yesterday?
No, this came out like weeks ago, bud.
This came out a month ago.
Yeah, this came out literally a month ago.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, so side
sources,
competitive
people
events,
who are willing to read.
The qualifier isn't the only game in town. Check out all the ways you play Riftbound when you visit. Get a load of these side events. Pre-regional challenge. Test your mettle before the event begins with this competitive event designed to give you a chance to prepare for the big event. Mucho prize wall tickets and even buys to the main event are up for grabs. Jump right into the regional qualifier and potentially earn a round 1 buy on Saturday. I have a question about that.
I have an answer about that.
This
won't necessarily be right or not. I'm just saying I have an answer.
This implies this is a side event, correct?
Your mom's a side event. Continue.
First off, that's rude. Second off,
you're right. That was wildly inappropriate. My bad.
This is side competitive events.
Mm-hmm.
It says pre-regional challenge, implying that this is a side event. You can win buys for the regional qualifier. If I play on a challenge, if I play Spectator Pass, can I join this as my side event, and can I win a buy into the regional qualifier that I'm not allowed to play in? Honestly, does that mean I get to play in the regional qualifier?
You just get a round 1 buy?
I have an opinion.
I don't know. Sure, let's hear it.
And my opinion is, if you're in the main competitive event and you don't win it, tough effing cookies. like I think it is really funny that somebody's like, yeah, I didn't get to pay for the actual event, but you guys don't get buys because I'm better than you. Is so freaking funny.
Yeah, but does it get you into the event though?
No, I don't think it
surely
does,
not.
Unfortunately. But I think it's funnier if you go, yeah, man, you could win 2 buys. You're not going to get them. I'm going to win them. And then you don't get shit. And I get to play in a side event tomorrow. Not my problem that you suck.
I just think that's wild because, like, if this is a side event that anybody can compete in, and there are buys up for grabs, then what do I? If those are what some of the main like give me's for this event, what do I get if I play in it and I don't have a ticket to the main event?
I mean, the real answer is like there's plenty of other side ones you just don't play in this one.
I was also going to say there is definitely a world where we can't choose to play in this side event. There's a billion other side events, and they go, you can't play in the one that affects the main tournament.
Yeah, you might need like
all these other events.
Competitor pass to be able to play in this side event or something like that.
Yeah, like
interesting.
And you can get into it for free because you got 2 side event tickets, right? So one of them could be this, and then you get another side event that is any of these other side events we're going to talk about.
Yeah, sure, probably. I'm just really interested in that. I wonder if that's a thing. Somebody correct me if it's been said.
That being said,
in the comments, somebody correct me if you know more than I do. I want to know. That's interesting.
Yeah.
You probably do know more than Jake specifically knows, but tell us anyway, because I want to know what you guys know. I would love to add to my
Why don't
sources.
I was going to say, why don't you just ask your sources?
I'm gonna add a news source. Whoever
Uh,
says the most correct thing might be on my sources list in the future.
I would never want to be on that list.
You're not on that list, so congratulations.
There are a few more side events though. They have sealed, which is just regular sealed events. So compete in a premium sealed event throughout the weekend for a shot at prize wall rewards. There's Conquest, which is a step to compete with your 3 favorite standard decks in an alternate format, unlike anything you've seen anywhere else. There are on-demand side events as well. So if you just have some downtime with some friends and you're looking to get some games in or looking to meet new people, there's on-demand side events all weekend long featuring standard, 2v2 teams, and free-for-all. And according to this, there's even more side events coming.
I will say, we're a big enough group. There's definitely a world where playing a 2v2 or an oops, who's the best, like King of the Hill format between us should be really fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would be down.
that's true. So beyond the competition, there's going to be things outside of just events. There's going to be dealer booths with RIFTBOUND stuff, trading area, so you'll be able to swap cards with people, a free play area where you can just hang out and play, and a prize wall. So you'll be able to use your tickets on the prize wall, and there'll be one ticket will get you 1 booster pack, or you can trade in your tickets for other prize items. That's interesting. They have a judge program if you're interested. If you want to, be all in on the rules and help with organized play, you should definitely get involved in the judge program. Judges are very important in any competitive scene. And so you should definitely hop in on that if you're interested in helping run organized events or helping out at organized events, and you really have a affinity for rules. You'll also be able to get judge promos. Example here is a Heimerdinger Inventor with judge stamp on it. That's cool. And then this article goes on to talk about future events. We're going to run through these, some of which are store level and beyond. So the next regional qualifier will take place in Europe in February. The details for that one will be announced in Houston.
Okay.
Store demos and events. If you can't make it to regional, don't worry. There's a lot happening at store level. Stores are running demos. You should be able to go into your LGS and grab a demo deck, learn how to play, get a promo for playing. And then they've got 2 local game store levels or like event types. So they have what's called Nexus Night, which is open format store play every week. So this is like your regular weekly throw up and play. Throw up and play. Show up and play. Don't
show up, please.
Do not
show
throw
up and throw down.
Yeah.
Throw up and showdown.
Let's not.
No. So this can be like 1v1s, 2v2s, free for alls. All participants will receive an Origins promo pack every week with really cool alt art runes, foil cards that are not foil typically in the pack, I believe. Or you can get them foil and maybe they're just a different foiling type. Because some of these on these lists I see that are foil, and I definitely own some.
Yeah.
My understanding is that they're supposed to be like, maybe not necessarily unique, but there's like another way to gain those foils. But I'm not 100% on that. That's
like cool.
My understanding from what I've been told.
You still get alt art runes, which is cool. I think alt art runes they go in every deck.
Runes look dope.
And they look awesome.
Yeah.
And then the custom art Teemo. And then you have Summoner Skirmishes. These are a series of competitive game nights that occur twice per set. For Origins, you'll see them pop up between November 24th and December 28th, and between December 29th and February 1st. At Summoner Skirmish, players can battle to earn prizes and first-round buys at the next regional qualifiers they attend.
That's awesome.
That is
with
cool.
Prizing being looks like a really cool Trinamir promo, Blitz promo, and a Blitzcrank playmat. If you win,
that playmat looks sick.
You get a Tryndamere promo for showing up, and you get a top 8 Blitz promo, Tryndamere promo if you top 8 these local events.
And then if you win, you get the champ
Yep,
mat.
you get the champ mat and everything. These will be cool. They're kind of like the ones we have right now for universes.
Yep, local championships.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the local champs. Mm-hmm.
Which those are always fun. They're always a good time. The playmats are always awesome. As a fan
They
of
are.
playmats, I really like the champion art they're using. Getting some of my favorite league characters on playmats is super cool.
Yeah.
No complaints here.
You can. Everybody here in this podcast can see the playmats that I've collected /won from multiple events. So,
but according
you know
to you,
that
you're not
I'm a
good, so
big
you've
playmat
won
fan.
nothing.
That's true. I've never won anything in my life. I definitely don't have playmats that are actually worth something not in that.
Perfect. But yeah, these are just some of the ways you'll be able to play your local your local game store. Sick qualifier events, getting a first round bye at regional qualifiers, very nice. So those will be neat. I'm excited for these. I think the approach to these is very good. I like promo packs with unique art in them. Getting cool
Absolutely.
playmats and promos is sick.
I like stuff.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
these are good. I mean, having a rewards for showing up to your locals is always nice. So I like these.
Yes, absolutely. Speaking of events, the release event should have happened for everybody over this last week. Of course, they started October 31st, and they're all local game stores throughout the US and other areas. When you show up and play, you get a champion deck, your packs, and you get some cool new things. I know you guys should have been getting participation promo packs. Say that 5 times fast. An Origin Legends and a Champion card. We'll share the whole list if for anybody who hasn't seen everything that you could have gotten. There's some really cool cards. As per, I won't say per usual for this because this is the first time, but as per this graphic, every card looks really freaking good, and it's really not that much to go to your local game store and have played this. So if you didn't, I'm sorry you missed out. It was probably a really good time that you didn't get to be in, but you can just be in the next one. Make sure to show up for
set 2.
season 2.
What a bunch of sunshine. Sorry you missed out, but also sucks. Get good.
You should have shown up. You should
Oh my
have decided
goodness.
to be
What if they
interested in
didn't
this
know
game.
about it? There's still people looking for it. I've had so many people come through to our shop. So I work at a game store, and we actually don't do Riftbound at my game store. We are Magic Pokemon only. And I've had so many people come through or call, and they're like, "Hey, do you guys have Riftbound?" And we're like, "No."
No.
So like, there's a lot of people still trying just to get in right now, and with the market the way it is right now, and like stuff costing well over MSRP because people are buying it out. Like, look on TCG Player, boxes are like 180 at time of recording.
I think they're
Yeah.
2K. I think 200 by the time right now.
Some places are for sure.
I think
I've seen 200 for sure.
Yeah, like some places are like 200. The Proving Grounds, people like TCG loan on Proving Grounds like $130, $140. Like, that's insane.
That's crazy.
Which is crazy. That's like 3 times what the MSRP is.
Yep. All because
So
of Master Yi.
I don't mind saying you should support your LGS, but like at some point it's too much. Like, that's
I agree.
Yeah.
oh
I'll speak towards my LGS. I know that we aren't getting to do anything crazy post our release event. The release event is basically a deck and 2 packs.
Mm-hmm.
And post that, we're doing a Slogger League where we get a pack every week and we make our decks, which I'm going to be in, and I'm going to show everybody here who is interested in seeing it what that looks like if you're just willing to spend a handful of dollars trying to be in the game, like a starter deck and a couple of packs. and
Yeah.
I pack every week. So you guys will get to see that. I'll make these yahoos talk to me about what my weeks are like because I make my friends interact with me even if they don't want to. Especially that guy.
That one?
Yeah, that one. No, you're pointing the wrong way. Jake, point at yourself. Jake, point at yourself.
No. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I don't think we are doing a release event here because I don't think we have any area ones that are actually holding like a true release event. But we do have locals, so we're going to be doing that every week, hopefully. So we'll see.
I know time of recording, I have my release event pretty much right after this. I won't say like I'm leaving for that because that's not quite what's happening, but I have mine before our next event. I will definitely have a whole opinion on how that went.
Yeah, I mean, kind of talking about playing the game here. Have you guys had hands-on with like paper cards? Because I got to play some over the weekend, and it was a lot of fun. We played 3 and some 4 players. I didn't play any 1v1. I've yet to play 1v1 in paper, but I do like the 3 and 4 person like free for all mode a lot. I think it's very fun. And I think it is a little bit if you're like not big on card games because you're like scared of like the 1v1 format or you think it's kind of daunting. I think the like free for all 4 person is kind of a good jumping in point because it does almost feel more like a board game than it does like a competitive card game. And I think that's really good for like onboarding you into the game. And then of course if you want to get more competitive, you can do.
Jake, do you have any opinions before I give my 2 cents?
No, go ahead and do your thing. I haven't actually touched the game in paper yet. So
Okay, well, I have touched the game in paper some. I've played both the 3 or 4 man versions of the game, which are super fun, and I definitely recommend them. Like a proving ground, just straight up, it's probably a blast. Like, it's probably a good time
Yeah.
with you and 3 other friends. Just like we're gonna play whatever deck we think is cool out of these 4.
Yeah, that's what we did over the weekend, and it was a lot of fun.
I have played 1v1. My roommate got his stuff in, and we were. I like the people that I live with. We played the card game together during this time. Um, he chose Victor, and I chose Jinx. Um, and we have some opinions on the 1v1 format based on these 2 starters. Not everything. So there are some there's some nuance. Neither of us played Lee Sin. We don't know what that looks like compared to either of the decks we played. But definitely, Jinx going first felt wildly strong.
Yeah.
Like, I got to 8 points, and I think he had 3. Like, I won, and he had, like, nothing. Which can happen. It's basically an aggro deck versus a control deck, and I got to go first as the aggro. It's not too crazy that aggro wins in that matchup.
Yeah.
Any card gamer really knows, like, yeah, that's kind of how it works sometimes. Jake would agree with me, right?
Yeah, I agree every time.
I didn't say every time. I just said on
every
average
time.
that when an aggro gets to go first versus control, there's definitely a world if they see the good cards that just steamroll the control deck.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's basically what happened for us. Like, I was asking my roommate about it later, and he was like, we played a best of 3, and then he, of course, went first going into the second round. And the second round was terrifying as Jinx. Victor was going first, he was doing all these cool things, and I'm like, I am drawing, like, freaking garbage. And he's like, this card is blank. It does not solve my problem. How do I win this? And eventually, I just saw enough cards over him because of Jinx and her passive that I was like able to push myself into the forefront. I'll admit, if I hadn't seen Vi specifically, there's no way I won.
That Vi card is crazy. I will say.
Vi is really strong, and I saw her at like the time. I was like, oh, there's no way you win this next turn. Let me slam down Vi on your 6th point. and you're gonna start your turn and get 7th, but 7th can't win because you already controlled the 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I have like 20 cards in my discard pile. I can make this the biggest freaking Vi in the world. And you can't do anything about it because you chose to tap out. That was the only reason I won game 2. Because I
Yeah,
just got
was
to
the
blow
Vi.
him out and just like slam, kill like 6 people for free.
That's
I
fair.
say free. And I was like, oh, if I hadn't drawn that, there's no way I won. Like that's just the truth. He definitely felt like while he was in the driver's seat for game 2, that like he didn't really have the options to be in control for a starter deck. Now,
Yeah.
obviously, I think Victor's pretty solid. I think Jinx is good,
Yeah, I've played a
but
few.
in a constructed format, I don't think she's as good as Victor could be.
Yeah, I played a few, and we've kind of said this in the past when we were just playing online before the actual paper came out. Is the game feels very swingy. It seems like
Word.
someone can be in control, have all the power, and then it's just like a couple good interactions, and you're just like blown
Well,
out
I
of the
guess I
water.
lose.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I was kind of playing with Andrew a little bit today, and he had the very same sentiment where it was like either when somebody gets in control, it's very difficult to get them out of control, or sometimes it feels like they kind of blow up out of nowhere and just take control of everything. Um, and I did kind of feel some of that while we were playing. Some of that may have been compared to the kind of decks that we were playing, but I do think the game is very the momentum can change very quickly.
I agree. I do have a very important question about your games versus Andrew.
Mhm.
I love Andrew. He's the light of my life. But what was he playing?
He played a couple different decks. I think he played a Leona deck that he was trying to make, and then he was playing
Okay.
Annie for the 2 decks that he played. I played like 5 or 6 different decks. I played Kaisa, Misfortune, Jinx, Volibear, and maybe one other. I don't remember.
Okay. So 4 for sure.
Yeah.
You just named 4 characters that are way higher in the meta than the 2 characters you named for him. So I do want it to be said, as much as I love Andrew,
Light of your life, I think you called him.
I in fact said he's the light of my life. He again chose characters that are just quote unquote bad. Like in the competitive 1v1 sense, I don't know that I would ever choose Annie in my life. And I don't know that I would choose like
I don't know. That was cool. The stun mechanic is kind of crazy, especially comboed with some of the cards that Leona gets. Like there's one that's just like kill a stunned unit, just straight up when you play me, kill a stunned unit. And so like
I will say
playing Volibear and like getting my 10 drop out and then being like stun, I'll kill it.
nah.
It's crazy. So like there is some stuff there. I just don't. Yeah, I don't think it's crazy competitive.
I will say there's definitely a world where Leona and Annie both become really good with future sets.
Oh, absolutely.
But with one set, with this set, I do not think they're there. I think they're in fact kind of bad. And which sucks because I like Annie and I like Leona. Leona's one of my favorite characters in this 100 and Jake, you're a big League of Legends fan. How many characters are in League of Legends right now?
At least 5.
That's true.
Somewhere between
like,
5 and 150.
17, right?
I think it's even more than 150.
Is
it's
it?
like 180, I think.
That's insane.
Yeah, actually, hold on.
Jake is going to prove this so that I can make a good point.
There are 171 champions as of September 2025.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Jake. I appreciate that. We chose 16 out of 170 characters. And I definitely feel like the 2 characters he chose are not the best out of the 16 that were put in the game.
That's fair.
But I definitely could see a world where these 16 are like really good when we get 32, 48, like 80, like
Yeah, I mean it
as
all
we go
depends on
on.
what support they get in the sets.
For
Like
sure, for sure, for sure.
as we get
But I
better
feel like stun as a mechanic.
spells, like as we get better spells, Annie will get better, and as we get better, like as stun gets more implemented, obviously Leona's gonna get better.
I mean, we can talk about that too. I think Lux, one of my favorite characters in the game, is like just bad. Proving out Lux feels really rough to like try and convince somebody to play. But there's a world where really good 5 cost spells get printed, and then she's suddenly really good too.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think Proving Ground Lux was like playing it in the Proving Grounds was fine. I think she's probably better than Garen. Like I don't think
Well, that's
the Garen
absolutely
deck
true. Like
is yeah, like I don't think the Garen deck's
Garen's
that great.
Garen's words are bad.
Like
Do
Doesn't
you
he
even
draw a
know
card?
Garen's words?
no, he if you conquer
He
with
doesn't.
4 or more units, he draws 2 cards. And
That's that's
so
that's words.
what ends up happening in most cases
Is you never do that.
is you send 4 or 5 units, and then by the time you're done trading with the people on the battleground, you're only conquering with 3, and then you don't get to draw.
True.
What ends up happening is it's conquering with 4 is quite a steep cost. I did manage to pull it off one time, but that was just because I pretty much found the nuts of like I'm gonna.
You saw the card.
Yeah, I found all the good
yeah.
stuff.
Which is kind of how I felt like reading it. I was talking to my my LGS community, and it's like I just don't see how Garen gets to ever activate his ability.
Mm-hmm.
There's a world where I only ever draw 2 cards for choosing this champion, and I could have chosen anybody else and maybe drawn 3, 4, 5, 6 cards.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I did it. I did it one time, and did not ever proc that again. So, yeah, I think out of the Proving Grounds, Lux is not the worst character, but I think she's pretty cool.
Agree. I just wish Lux's signature spell was 6. So she could have done it twice. In a world where she chose to go all the way to maximum runes, she'd have been like, I'll draw a card, and also I'll draw a card, and also double final spark sounds messed up.
Got to get both of your Luxes out, so generate 16 mana.
Yeah, I don't think that's I don't think that's a fair game plan. Personal opinion.
Do better.
I did do better. I chose Jinx. But yeah, I'm super excited for my local event. Everybody watching who is interested will get to see that. Well, probably not the event, but you'll get to hear my thoughts of whatever happens. And maybe I'm wrong, and Jinx is just like really bad because that's what I'm gonna choose. Spoilers, but definitely, I think of the 3 starter decks, I think Jinx is very strong.
Yeah, I think the game overall. I'm interested to see how our meta develops. I want to know. I want to see if it mirrors China, and if it's just Kai'Sa, Mashi, and like the outlier, like some set here, maybe an RE or something, and see where that really goes. I'm interested to see like how it all shakes out. But I think the game's going to be good. I so far everything I've seen, everything I've looked at when I've gotten to touch the game, looks good, plays fun. The only problem I really have is like the cut issue on the print. I got 3 booster boxes, and all 3 of my booster boxes look like they were cut with the dullest blade. And it is
Okay, well,
when you are pulling alt art characters, and you're just like, oh, please don't be as messed up as half the other cards in this pack. So I had some good pulls. Can't complain about my boxes. Got my hands on everything at a reasonable cost. But man, the cutting of these cards is rough.
Yeah, there's definitely some issues there. especially around like the top edges of a lot of the cards. But hopefully that's something that
Yeah, they're a little rough, for sure.
gets rectified pretty quickly with set 2.
I will say, card quality wise, that the Riftbound cards feel like playing cards. Like if you went and bought a Bicycle 52 deck, that is the card quality it feels like,
Yeah,
which is really pretty good, right?
Yeah, I do
Overall,
like
for a trading card game.
the thickness of the cards
Yeah,
compared to some
like how
other
they
games.
feel in your hand feels pretty good.
Yes, I do like that a lot.
I know a couple of my locals were complaining and were like, well, if you use sleeves for your Riftbound decks, you can never use those sleeves for anything that isn't Riftbound because they'll be like stretched out. I'm like, why do you change games? Like they described it and I was just like, I don't buy sleeves for a game and then choose to use those sleeves for another game.
Yeah, once they're on a deck, they're like on a deck.
Yep.
Yeah, I was like,
that's also not true. You just
you're
play
right.
any of
sleeves
the
suck after you like use them a lot with one game, and then they're like bad for the other game.
Yeah, that's also not true. You just use them on any other thick card game, like any fucking like Gundam or whatever also has thick cards.
But
it'll be fine.
Gundam does have some thick cards.
You just can't use them for Magic and
locals,
Pokemon cards.
I will say my local said if you're not double sleeving after that, you can't use those sleeves again. And I'm like, and that's fair. Like you double sleeve a Magic card, it'd probably be about the same thickness as a Riftbound card. But also at the same time, that just kind of like means you might not have to double sleeve a Riftbound card.
Does it also make that big a difference? Like, I don't think it's actually stretching the sleeves out. That's kind of wild to me, but
I'm just reporting the sentiment of the world that I exist in.
Well, you can tell them that they exist incorrectly.
Yeah, I think overall
I'm not going to do
that. Yeah, the printing outside of that has been fine. The cards seem durable. They look. The art is good.
The art's great.
Like I mean, I have no problem. Like the full art looks good. The alt arts look gorgeous in person. The alts are gorgeous in person. So
yeah, I pulled an alt art Misfortune and it looks incredible.
And you better give it to me, your best friend.
Nope.
That's weird.
I know where you live. You better give it to me.
He's gonna quit, James, before he doxes you.
I'm not gonna say where it is out loud. I'm gonna come for you. It's not the same.
Oh, hey, this is an everybody podcast.
Moving on.
Anyway, moving on. I actually think I think the only other thing I want to talk about is more of an informational point. There are like 31 erratas on cards from this set.
Yes, that's true.
And most of them are just like text function erratas to be a little bit more clear on how they function, so it's like less edge case.
Yeah, so really biggest thing here is just we'll have a link to the article in the description. If you're planning on playing the game, just keep an eye out on the cards that you might be playing, see if they're on that errata list to make sure you're correct text.
For sure. I know as someone who is willing to like give up my competitive edge, and like there's definitely a world where very soon the judge test comes out.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely a world where I just do that and I go, hey, I want to try and be a judge for Houston or judge in the future. I'm not Andrew, who is the rules guy of our team.
Yeah.
But I am a person who really respects and like wants to be part of the rules.
What does this have to do with erratas, Brian? Quick. You're losing me in the sauce.
The point is I have to know all those erratas.
Ah.
Okay, we got there.
Very good.
I don't feel like I really tangented it this way. Both of you. Like what the
we got so far from the plot, we almost lost it. That was close. Yeah, I definitely think this is a lot of erratas. This is This is a lot of erratas. Hopefully this isn't a thing. I know in the article they say that this hopefully shouldn't be a thing going forward, like by a lot, like outside of like a few edge cases. We'll see how that goes. One of the hardest things you can do, or one of the things you can do to make competitive play the hardest for new players to get into that scene, is having so many erratas that it is a chore to keep up with. Because they're gonna find out usually by, I play this card, this is what it does. That card's been errata. Judge? And then they go, yeah, that card's been errata. And they go, ah!
The worst part is if you're brand new to a card game, because the first time I ever heard it was when we started playing Universes. They're like, oh, that card's been errata. And then you're like, what does errata mean? And they're just like, oh, I guess this doesn't work like I thought it did. Like
it also feels bad. I remember going to my first modern event for Magic and playing Red Blue Storm, and I play a card and they're like, hey, that's banned. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, this card doesn't feel messed up. And they're like, yeah, that card was banned like 4 months ago. And I'm like, I guess my deck's illegal. And they're like, we'll just play anyway, my bad. And
yeah.
like, and even worse, they proceeded to beat me. So I'm like, it couldn't have been that bad. Like,
no, they like physically beat you and threw you out of the store. They're like,
yeah, no,
I
got
ban
kicked
cards
out,
in our LGS.
I got kicked out of that store. But they also beat me in the game before they beat me physically. So
yeah.
Yeah, the big problem for like new players getting into competitive, because if you've played casually and you really feel like, you know, you want to get into a competitive state of the game, like you want to play at events, it is oftentimes the easiest to get in with new games, because you know everything's fresh, everyone's at the same level. You don't have to worry about 5-10 years of card pool that you have to worry about seeing at an event. There's less, like, you don't have to worry about like different meta states and where your worst falls. So it is really a lot easier to get into competitive play when you start a new game. So having these erratas and having, if this becomes a constant, it will mess new players up and it may deter people from getting into the competitive side of the game, which is unfortunate because I think that a lot of these games thrive on their competitive side. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
You want people to go to your locals and try to play. Playing at home is fun, but if nobody's showing up to your locals and nobody wants to play competitively,
who cares? Right?
Yeah, then like, but they're gonna stop, your LGS stops supporting it. Then you don't have practice outside of your small friend group for big events. You go to big events, numbers are down, so you're playing like the same 5 people because new people can't get into your game. They can't play the new competitive thing because every time they try, there's an errata or there's a roadblock of some kind. And the best way to get new players into your competitive scene that are not veteran card players is to make it as easy as possible.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, that's the biggest thing.
Sure.
That's like the biggest barrier to entry is learning cards. And if you have to learn cards, but then also learn that they're not the cards that you have in your hand, they're whatever they've been errated to do, that makes it even harder.
For sure. I definitely agree with that.
So we'll see how it goes going forward. I'm hopeful. I really started playing like competitive stuff with Dragon Ball, and they were more of like bands than erratas. I think there were erratas also, but it's a Bandai game, so they would just like ban stuff out if it was problematic. So we'll see. We'll see how this shakes out, but I'm hopeful as long as this doesn't become a trend. This is too many cards to have errata.
Yeah,
for sure. If this is like every set, that's probably a problem.
Yeah, this is like you said, this is like 31 cards. This is a lot of cards to be banned or not banned, errata. Sorry.
Do we know? Either you want to state how many cards are actually in the set?
I can tell you how many cards are.
298.
298.
Not counting over numbers.
Sure.
That's also a big set, a pretty big set. But I mean,
It's a
It's
large set.
It's a
and
first
then,
set, so you got to have a big one.
And then, but he just said 298, which is 300 approximately, and then
no, it's 298 exactly.
point being, 31 is approximately 10%.
Yeah.
1 in 10 cards have been changed.
Yeah,
and
that's a lot.
that can be really rough when you're having to figure out, like, what if the next set is also 297 and 30 cards are errata? That means 10% every single set have to be figured out. You have to remember them.
I don't think next set will be this many, and the
I
reason I think that
agree,
is
but
I think there's only like 8 champions that we know are going to be, or 8 new legends there's going to be in the new set. So that's another conversation for a different time. We'll talk about
for
next
the
set,
next episode, maybe.
maybe on the next episode. We'll talk about what we know about the next set, or something else. Who knows? We kind of just do these based off what we want to talk about. So
As always, we do whatever we
as
want.
always, we do the whatever is fun for us, and hopefully
True.
fun for anyone listening. Um,
Eh.
okay, well, Brian hates our viewers, so
True. I said that out loud just now.
Yep. With
well,
that,
I think that's where we're going to draw the line in the sand for the podcast today. If you enjoyed our first episode of Riftbound and Down, you should definitely subscribe to the channel if you're new. Like the podcast if you like it. Turn notifications on so you see all of our uploads. We do a lot of fun short content, as well as podcast interviews, and that type of thing. And we plan to continue doing that as it extends into Riftbound. So definitely follow the channel if you like that stuff. And we hope to see you guys around on the next one. We'll have weekly content also. I think, Brian, you're going to have a weekly series.
Yeah, so currently I'm going to be recording my Slow Grow League, where I show you what it's like to have nothing and join
To grow
the game.
slow.
To grow slowly, in which I have a starter from the event. Like, I just bought the event release and play at my locals for the next however many weeks and show you what that looks like and what that might feel like playing the game.
Sure.
Awesome.
Cool. That sounds like a good time.
Should be.
Anything else we need to add?
I don't think so. I think, like you said, just like, comment, subscribe if you want to see any other episodes we do. We also have shorts and content like that up on TikTok and Instagram, so check those out. Make sure to follow us there so you see everything that we do.
Also, these guys are lame. You should, like, be here for me.
Stop it.
But anyways.
But anyways, I've been Jake. If the rift don't fit, don't do it.
I've been Brian. If the rift don't fit, you don't sit.
I'm James. I'm just the other guy.
That's not true.